The Exodus, a journey to freedom. Get ready for an incredible adventure. We're diving into the heart of the Exodus, one of the most powerful stories of faith, courage, and liberation ever told. Prepare to witness miracles, face trials, and discover the enduring power of hope. Our story begins with Joseph, a young man sold into slavery. Through divine favor, he rises to become a powerful leader in Egypt, second only to Pharaoh. Joseph's wisdom saves Egypt from a devastating famine. He skillfully manages resources and ensures the survival of the nation. The Israelites, Joseph's family, prosper under his protection. They settle in the land of Goshen and flourish for generations. But time marches on, and a new era dawns. The memory of Joseph fades, and a new Pharaoh ascends the throne. This new Pharaoh knew nothing of Joseph's contributions. He saw only a growing population of Israelites, a potential threat to his power. Pharaoh's fear grew with each passing year. He worried that the Israelites would become too numerous and powerful. They might join our enemies and fight against us, Pharaoh declared, justifying his cruel intentions. He decided to enslave the Israelites, to control their population and break their spirit. The Israelites were forced into hard labor, building cities and monuments for Pharaoh. They toiled under the scorching sun, enduring brutal conditions and relentless oppression. For over 400 years, the Israelites suffered under Egyptian bondage. Their cries for help echoed through the land, a testament to their unwavering faith. Pharaoh's paranoia reached a fever pitch. He feared the Israelites would eventually overthrow him. In a desperate and horrific attempt to control the Israelite population, Pharaoh issued a cruel decree. He ordered the killing of all newborn Hebrew male babies. This act of inhumanity cast a dark shadow over the land. Mothers lived in constant fear, their hearts heavy with despair. Amidst the darkness, a glimmer of hope emerged. A courageous Israelite woman gave birth to a son. Determined to save her child from Pharaoh's decree, she devised a daring plan. She hid him for 3 months, defying the king's cruel order. When she could no longer hide him, she crafted a basket and placed her baby inside. With a heavy heart, she set the basket afloat on the Nile River. By divine providence, Pharaoh's daughter discovered the basket. Moved by compassion, she decided to raise the child as her own. Moses grew up in the lap of luxury, raised as an Egyptian prince. He received the best education and enjoyed all the privileges of royalty. Despite his privileged upbringing, he witnessed the suffering of his people and felt a deep connection to their plight. One day, Moses saw an Egyptian beating an Israelite slave. Overcome with anger and a sense of justice, he intervened and killed the Egyptian. Fearing Pharaoh's wrath, Moses fled Egypt and sought refuge in the desert of Midian. Years passed, and Moses became a shepherd, tending the flocks of his father-in-law. One day, while tending the sheep, he encountered a miraculous sight. A bush was ablaze with fire, yet it was not consumed. Drawn by curiosity, Moses approached the burning bush. From the heart of the flames, God spoke to Moses. He revealed his name, Yahweh, and commanded Moses to return to Egypt. "Let my people go," God declared. He instructed Moses to confront Pharaoh and demand the release of the Israelites from slavery. Moses, accompanied by his brother Aaron, returned to Egypt. They stood before Pharaoh and delivered God's message. Pharaoh, hardened and defiant, refused to listen. He mocked God and refused to release the Israelites. In response to Pharaoh's stubbornness, God unleashed a series of devastating plagues upon Egypt. The water turned to blood, frogs swarmed the land, gnats and flies tormented the people. Livestock died. Boils erupted on the skin, hail destroyed crops, and locusts devoured what remained. Darkness enveloped the land for 3 days. Despite the escalating plagues, Pharaoh remained unyielding. God then sent the most devastating plague of all, the death of the firstborn. Every Egyptian household mourned the loss of their firstborn son. The cries of anguish echoed throughout the land. Finally, broken and defeated, Pharaoh relented. He summoned Moses and Aaron and ordered them to leave Egypt with their people. The Israelites, finally free after centuries of slavery, prepared to leave Egypt. They gathered their belongings and set out on their journey to freedom. But Pharaoh, consumed by regret, changed his mind. He gathered his army and pursued the Israelites, determined to bring them back into bondage. The Israelites found themselves trapped between the Red Sea and Pharaoh's approaching army. Fear gripped their hearts, and they cried out to Moses. God instructed Moses to raise his staff over the sea. In a miraculous display of power, the waters parted, creating a path of dry ground. The Israelites crossed the Red Sea on dry ground, with walls of water on either side. As the Egyptian army pursued them, the waters crashed back together, engulfing them all. The Israelites, now free from Egyptian bondage, embarked on a journey through the wilderness. After their escape, the Israelites wandered in the wilderness for 40 years, facing trials of hunger and thirst and testing their faith. God led them to Mount Sinai. On Mount Sinai, Moses received the divine laws that would shape the nation of Israel. After receiving the 10 Commandments, Moses found the Israelites worshiping a golden calf in rebellion. Enraged, he broke the stone tablets and destroyed the idol. God was angered and threatened to destroy them, but Moses interceded, and only 3,000 were executed by the Levites. A plague struck as further punishment, yet God remained merciful. Moses later returned to Mount Sinai, where God rewrote the commandments, and his face shone from being in God's presence, marking the renewal of the covenant. The 10 Commandments are not just rules, they are a covenant, a sacred agreement between God and his chosen people. It was here that Israel truly became a nation under God. The Exodus is more than just a historical event. It's a powerful story of liberation, faith, and the endurance and the power of God's deliverance. It reminds us that even in the darkest of times, freedom is possible. With faith and courage, we can overcome any obstacle. Just us. The journey is not easy, but faith will always open the way. What does the Exodus story mean to you? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel for more inspiring content, and share this story with your friends and family. Let's keep the spirit of the Exodus alive.